Hey, Levi.
Oh, hey, Dan. What's going on?
I was told I was supposed to come out here.
Yes.
Like an announcement.
Yeah, we're supposed to talk about TRCMA.
Okay.
Happening April 3rd through the 6th.
Yep.
Right here at the Rag Company and right here at the Rag Company YouTube channel. All of our friends are coming. Rupes, IK, PNS, Stjarnagloss, Colorlock, Veloci. We got brands from all over the world that are coming to here to show off all the latest and greatest, newest technology and detailing.
Oh, that's sick. Okay, well, I'll be there.
I'm going to be there.
I'm going to be there too.
You know what? I pay you to wax, not to talk. Just focus on the car.
Yeah, I'm going to go fix this.
Yeah, I'm out.
Talk to me like that. I'm going to go to the future and show you who's boss. Skateboarding around your stupid car that I'm waxing right now.
Like that, the Cleaner Cast is back in your life a little early this week. We are, living by the seat of our pants. We're out in UC Dewar over there in Hotelville, getting ready to fly out to, the big event. It's hours away at this point, Dewar.
It very much is, and
at least for us.
Yeah,
everybody else got to wait till Monday, but we get the party started a little early.
Yeah, I figured we'd go to Boise, get settled, get the lay of the land, maybe do some Express Cafe, maybe do some Twitch, maybe do some good stuff. So, but excited to have everyone here. Thanks for joining early for those that will. If not, we'll be online later on as well, and it'll be on.
If you want to spread the word a little bit, go ahead and share it to all your detail group chats, Facebooks, all that stuff. Get everybody in here because it's going to be quite the hot episode. We're trying to accommodate Jack over there quite late. He's going to be a little more reserved, keeping the Bosh energy low.
That's true.
All that good stuff. But Dewar, how's the hotel life?
It's good. It's a very standard plain Jane room, so ready to go because I have to do a bit of a commute to the closest international airport to me. So it's just in the interest of time. We're here. So early morning, I'd rather stay the night than drive in the middle of the night to catch the morning events. So.
That's right.
Yeah,
you can see I'm actually back live in the cleaner studio. Had a bit of an asbestos problem in the house, kicked me out the house, but I've been hanging out in the cleaner studio, straightening it up, doing the thing. I actually like this backdrop, so
me too.
Maybe we keep on doing this, but summer's right around the corner, so summer kicks me out of the cleaner studio pretty fast.
Yeah, no kidding. And for those that are watching, obviously a little bit different than we normally do. So my setup is obviously a little bit different. So I'm not able to star the comments, but ones that I like, I'll kind of make a mental note, and I'll get Jamie to pop them up, and hopefully we go there. So slight difference, but it'll be very much.
Watch the comments then.
Yeah.
Give them a star so we don't miss nobody.
Yeah. So.
But you want to run down the TRCMA schedule, give these folks a quick little preview of what's to come next week.
Yeah, I think that'll be a good idea.
All right, well, let's run it. Let's start a little set the mood a little bit if I can get to the music. Here we go right here. And let's check out the schedule for TRCMA 2023. Day one, we got the Rag Company, followed up with PNS, Diamond Protect, Colorlock, TWI, and Yellow Tools. It's going to be a great day one of TRCMA.
Day number 2, we have G Technique, IK, Flex, Auto Wash, Detail Wise, and Detailer's Helper. So that should be a fun Tuesday to get things going.
That's right, and we got the man with the plan, Stjarnagloss, kicking it off, Viper, Buff Bright, Buff and Shine, Veloci Performance Products, and Ivan with the Detailer's Business Academy.
I don't know how we're going to top Wednesday, but to finish things off, we have Koshemi, Rupes, Opticoat, Solution Finish, Lake Country, LC Power Tools, and Zenware.
There you go. Dane pointing at you. Be ready. The lives are ready to go. They're sitting there, so you can hop on over there and set the notifications, the alarms, get them ready to go. I don't have mine set up, so you just have to,
I'm getting some Billy Mays vibes with the Dane pointing there. I thoroughly enjoy that. But
be ready.
Yeah, there's no excuse to miss it. Like the boys over there at TRC have mentioned, if you can leave a tab open somewhere on some kind of device, definitely do so. And So that helps them out. They like to see the live views. I mean, afterwards, it's always fun to catch up, but nothing's better than in the moment.
Dino saying in the UK it's the 11 p.m. In Austria it's almost 1 a.m. Hi.
See, he is the real MVP.
The real MVPs. Real MVPs for sure. Well, you ready to bring on our guest?
I am.
Is he there? It looks a little grayed out at the moment. So I'm not sure if he had a technical difficulty or something. But yeah, we'll keep it going.
The man with the skip, the man with the plan.
And I think it's coming back.
Perfect.
I think we're having some technical issues, people. Hold on a second. But yeah, TRCMA, gonna be a heck of a time. Day one PNS starting. It seems like they've reversed kind of the headliners of last year. The headliner were kind of in the day. PNS, Roots, Stjarnagloss debut on Friday. Or now they're kicking it off with the big guns, really starting off strong. Yep.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know if they wanted more engagement in the morning. But again, for those of you that missed it, they're going to be doing a full stream throughout the day versus breaking it up. So they're going to have the morning going, some commercials, and, they're fun commercials. They're ones you actually want to watch. And then, promo videos for the companies. And then obviously us in the middle of it. So
we'll be there too somewhere, cutting it up in the mid-show.
Because we're going to be on the TRC's platform for the mid-show.
Yes.
But the pre- and post-show are going to be doing live. We're going to be walking around. I think we're still doing Instagram on that one. So
yeah, we'll probably pop up Instagram on the phone, let it run. But all right, he's back, ladies and gentlemen.
There we go.
Difficulties have been solved.
Our beautiful Luke Berge chiming in. I got my after-work beer in here and ready to chill.
Is
So
Luke Berge here? There he is. Look at the man.
Yeah, Jack has fond memories of Luke, and I'm proud that Luke's actually taken some time off of work and stopped working instead of working till, ungodly hours. But looking forward to his comments chiming in. I'm sure he's going to have something to say during the lives.
Indeed. All right, let's get our guest on. Not waste time anymore. Now that the technical difficulties have straightened out. Everybody, he is the director of the brand of Stjarnagloss. You may know him from the Top Gear Clean team. I have some questions about that. That was an awesome series. He's also, pumping out more content on their YouTube channel, all that good stuff. He's got Riz off the charts, got the BDE, best BDE product line in the auto detailing space. He's the man with the plan. Everybody, Jack from Stjarnagloss. To the cast, Mr. Jack, how's it going your way?
Gentlemen, I apologise sincerely. I could hear every word you were saying, but then all of a sudden it just went blank, and I was like, oh no, the timing is horrific. I'm so sorry.
I was just about to start up the intro, and I was like, it looks like it went dead down there. No big deal.
Yep.
No big deal at all.
Is sound all good? You can see me now, yeah?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Fantastic.
You are fully back, doing
Well,
good.
you two look beautiful. Anybody else that is watching this, you're also absolutely stunning. Just know that, okay?
We have a cast of absolute stunners.
Yes, we do.
Half these words, I don't even know what I'm saying, but I like the lingo. Throwing them out there.
Oh, we got Justin Mountain Town Details in there. Otherwise, known
Is
as
he in
Jack
here?
2.0.
Oh, brother, how are you?
The doppelganger.
Yeah, we tried a little bit of role reversal last year, and it was loved amongst many.
You just have to sound like from Montana.
It's that deep 2 packs of cigarettes a day voice. You don't.
Or if you eat sand, I think that's the same. That's the way to get there as well.
Yeah,
That's right.
Yeah, no vegetables in that diet for sure.
No.
Yeah.
Jack, when do you start your journey onto the Boise train, heading that way for TRCMA 2023?
So I am excited to get going Monday afternoon. So I probably leave my house around 10 in the morning, which isn't outrageous. Little mosey down to the airport, 2 hours on the train. And then, so it's a strange one because it only takes me 4 hours to get to Boise. Well, 6 hours, sorry. but it takes like 21 hours to get home. So I leave at 2 o'clock at British time, and then I land at 8:30, which feels very normal. But then on the Thursday, I leave midday, and I don't get back until the Friday midday.
Wow.
So yeah, coming to you, whilst I'm going to be very tired, is going to feel a lot more natural than, oh, I've just lost a whole day being on a plane. So yeah, I just can't wait. I genuinely didn't realise how much I loved Boise until I'd left. And then, don't get me wrong, I love England, but I get it. I get why the three chaps, and obviously everybody at TRC is just so happy, because Boise is just such a lovely place.
Right. Something's in the potatoes or something up there, but
yeah, definitely. And what I love about it as well, and I know this is not what the idea of this podcast, and I apologise, but if I say to anybody in the UK, I'm going to America, the first thing they go, whereabouts are you going? And they're expecting New York, Florida, Los Angeles. Of course they are. And you go, oh, I'm going to Boise. Where's that? I was in Idaho. Where's that? Like, it doesn't even exist. It's it is off the map in the UK. Even when I flew to Seattle last time, they were like, "Oh, where are you heading?" I was like, "I'm going to Boise." Even people in Seattle were like, "Where's that?"
Oh, wow.
I love it. It's just so tucked out the way.
Yeah, there's definitely something in the water. But yeah, we were saying before the cast, Jack's going to get the Boise faster than I can get the Boise from Shreveport, Louisiana. I don't know what the deal is, but I have to spend the night in Atlanta, catch a flight in the morning, pay a guy on a donkey or something, catch a ride, a fan boat, this and that. But I'll get there eventually. I start leaving tomorrow morning, and I'll be there, at some point Sunday.
Okay.
We'll see. So my first question, Jack, since we need to get into this podcast for real for now, is skip no more. What happened to the hop and skip? You had this sweet intro and all your
skip,
and now you're like, I'm doing away with it.
The skip will come back. Okay, the skip will come back.
Okay,
but what the thing is, chaps, and I'm giving you a little bit of insider information here. The skip is going nowhere. But me saying I'm getting rid of the skip, what does that do? Makes everybody want the skip, and makes them want the comment section.
Gets
So
some hype going.
Exactly. And it was one of them where I thought, I love the skip, and it's such an easy, simplistic way to start videos. And if you care to know, the reason it came about is we have a boxer in this country called Prince Nassim, and he was brilliant. It was about 10, 15 years ago that he was in his prime, but he was a very, very good boxer. But he used to wear these horrific leopard skin shorts, and as he would walk towards his opponent, he would do the goose step, and it would his opponent would be like, "Well, what are you doing?"
Yep.
And it would just catch him off guard straight away. And I did it. I used to do it before I put it on Instagram. I used to do it to get myself in the mood. And then I used to just cut it. So I would always just be the video would start as I've just landed from the step.
Yep.
And then I did it in the I was editing a video, and Dodo Juice Dom said, "Oh, you should leave that in." And I thought, all right. Everyone just went nuts, and I was like, "Oh, okay." And it does help because, as I mentioned in one of my TikToks the other day, that our level of attention has gone down to literally nothing now, and we have to hook our audience in within 0.3 of a second. That's hard to do unless you've got a skip or a roly poly or something stupid, or a big pair of
There you go. Yeah, that works.
It's hard. It's hard to hook the attention that quickly. So yeah, I don't know. I think January is obviously tough in our industry anyway, because it's very quiet, it's very cold, and I lost a little bit of energy. And I thought, what's an easy way to get people talking? And what I didn't realise until after the fact is all the suggestions came in, and I thought, okay, I'll do them all. Fantastic. But now, when I start a video, it's re-energized me. It's re-excited me to do a video, because I think it's not just me skipping onto screen again for the 13,000th time. I get to do something new, and I can feel my adrenaline just spike, and then my delivery in the videos is so much better. So yeah, I think it was just a little bit of a reset for myself. But yeah, it's not going anywhere. It will just be probably every 10th video that you'll see the skip. But yeah, as I say, it wasn't. It was probably a little bit of cheating, a little bit of social media cheating. How do we get some free engagement? And also, this is going to sound really silly, but I don't want to be we talk about this quite a lot. We don't want to be the brand that that's the fella that skips on TikTok. Oh, that's the guys that have a fuel can. There's more to Stjarnagloss than that. So I worry that if you keep doing something time and time and time again, you just become that brand that does that thing.
Yep.
You don't want to be stagnant. And,
Exactly. I would never badmouth another brand, but I feel that sometimes brands get onto a thing that works for them, and then they forget to sort of explore other things, whether that be products, whether that be the way they demonstrate products, everything. I think you can fall into a little bit of a rut, and I think we should always try and live on just outside of our comfort zone, because that's what keeps us growing, that's what keeps us exciting and trying new things.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so now you have this sweet little bottle flip thing. I'm like, how many times does he have to do that to get that right? Do you nail that, or you got that down, or?
I would say it happens within the first 3 tries. It's never first time, as much as I wish it was. I was so frustrated. I got it on the first time on that video, and then I stumbled my words because I was so excited that I'd landed the trick. I went, I couldn't get my words out.
Yeah, I'll need a full tutorial of that. I wish I had to clip. I should have clipped it and showed the people so they know what we're talking about. Half my audience don't even pay attention to TikTok. But
I haven't even got a bottle near me, otherwise I'd do it. Sorry.
It's all good. But catching the attention span, especially on an app like TikTok. I'd come out with the foam cannon flip. Did that for a little while.
I love that. And that is harder than I thought it would be. When I see you do it. What is that in the background? When I saw you,
the alarm is going off for some reason, but we're all good.
Okay. Jamie, when I saw you do that, I thought, and this is not me. I don't mean to sound arrogant when I say this. I thought, that's quite cool. I'll try that. I was just nothing was happening. It got stuck. It is a lot harder than it should be. And also now so one thing I've learned from the American detailing or the American way of cleaning a car is putting shampoo on with the foam lance, and I love it. I never use 2 buckets anymore. I put it on with one, and then I just have my rinse bucket. But that little hack of just putting the shampoo in the bucket that way, because you get the aeration straight away. You don't need much lubrication. And I'm like, yes, I love this way of cleaning a car. So much so that we are thinking about getting rid of our twin bucket set, just having one, so that we can, again, granted, we did not invent it, and I would never try and say that we did, but it's a new thing to the UK British car cleaning scene that I'm like, if we can own that, if you like, over this side of the pond,
you're the
we
one
absolutely should do.
Exactly. Kind of instills trust in your product line too. Like, hey, you use the products, use the techniques right, you're gonna have success.
Well, I mean, it's all, you're still cleaning stuff. You're not, introducing any nasty marring or scratches or anything like that. So if you can prove that, and like you said last year when you were in Boise, you don't get a lot of sun, so you need any bit of gloss you can. So I mean, you got to be careful when you're washing, obviously, and that's kind of a prime example. So, but yeah, our good friend Dean's in the chat.
Dean's here. I'll be darned. We'll see you soon, buddy.
And Mr. Luke Berge, I think, still has some Christmas orders that has some Stjarnagloss in it that he hasn't opened yet. So
open the box.
It's got a backlog.
It's spring.
Sorry, who did you say is in the group chat before Luke Berge?
Dean.
Hello, brother.
Yep. Good old Dane. So
yes.
And we did have a question, Jack, about the picture behind you. Someone was curious about that before that gets lost in the ether.
Oh yeah, I've completely forgot about star and comments. So yeah, do or just ask them as we go, because I'm not paying attention to comments.
For sure.
So, what was the question?
My granddad, big fan of the Rat Pack, and when he passed away, I wanted to get a tattoo like everybody does when somebody important to them passes away, but I didn't want to get a picture of him, because if it came out wrong, I'd be stuck with a picture of somebody that looks something like my granddad. So I got Frank Sinatra and Dean Martin, and then a bottle of Jack Daniels, because Frank Sinatra was buried with a bottle of Jack Daniels, and then this was a present from my mum, because I didn't realise that this picture and this picture is from that picture. So yeah, she just got me that to sort of say, here you go. So I need to get Sammy Davis Jr. and Peter Lawford to fill up the arm. But yeah, it's just a tribute to my granddad, really, and all the Irish side of my family are all they just adore the Rat Pack. And to be fair, there's a cool bunch of people. Like I'm not ashamed to have them on my arm. A little bit before my time, of course, but yeah, I think they're just cool as fuck. Sorry if we're not allowed to swear on this.
Yep. We've now
That's
made
very
the
cool.
clean cast an explicit cast, but hey,
Yep.
it is what it is.
Yeah.
Cool as fudge. Sorry, gents.
Oh, good
Yeah.
there.
Cool as fiddlesticks. There we are.
That's right. Where were we? TikTok, skipping, flipping. Yeah, but we're gonna have to get the full tutorial on the bottle flip for sure.
No problem.
We're gonna be learning a lot. We're learning some rotary from Ivan LaCroix.
Ivan's
We're
gonna
be
take
learning
us to the junkyard. We're gonna be
Yep.
flipping bottles with you. I mean, we're gonna have all kind of side missions going on all week.
It's like an American Ninja Warrior situation of detail. You know, we're gonna have an obstacle course set up of different things we have to do before we can finish the day.
Mm-hmm. And speaking of TRCMA, let's go back to last year's and what I think was just the greatest brand debut in, I think, auto detailing history, if I don't say so myself. It was a week-long build with a themed event with a story to be told, and who is One-Eyed Jack at the end of the week. I don't know how it didn't click in my mind. You know, I was the TikTok guy, and I watched your content like all the time. And One-Eyed Jack, who's coming, new brand. I never had no idea it was Stjarnagloss. Who was there with
Luke.
you? Justin. No, Dewar and Justin and Luke.
Yep.
Yeah, y'all three of y'all were there. Did a great job of keeping it a secret, keeping me out of the loop. And then at the end of the
was
week,
tough.
it's Jack and Stjarnagloss. Just an amazing debut. So, what was I know the review products for a year or so. What was kind of the timeline of getting your products to them, testing it out, and then finally this amazing debut you had last year?
So to go back to the early stages, John Hole from Clean and Shiny, who's obviously as close to the Rag Company UK. He's very, very close with the Rag Company and distributes their products in the UK. He said that a brand didn't quite make it within the Rag Company. And I said to him, bear in mind, Stjarnagloss at this point was only a year old. So we were still new, like we were super fresh. And I said, I'd love to be there. But it was a bit of a throwaway comment because the Rag Company are huge and very, very established, and we are brand spanking new and still finding our feet. So I meant it like everybody says, I wish to win the lottery. It would just be a dream come true. Fast forward a couple of months, and he rang me and he said, "Oh, they're interested." And I'm thinking, you've undersold that. You've obviously done me a huge favour there, really defended me and sort of and shown them Stjarnagloss. But the thing that I think helps is Stjarnagloss is made by Doda Juice, and Doda Juice have been going for 15 years, super legit. Like everybody knows and trusts. You might not use them, you might not have bought them recently, but if you've been in the car care world for a little while, you probably know who Doda Juice are, and you know that they make a great chemical. So there was that element of trust, and then there was this new Wally who was very happy to make an idiot of himself online. So we had a few benefits, if you will, but yeah, we want to see some samples. And then we had a little conversation, myself and Levi, and it still felt like a million miles away from coming to life, because it was in the first couple of sentences, Levi said, "This will take a minimum 18 months." And bear in mind, we'd only been going for, at this point, probably 14 months. I'm like, that's further away than it was from the beginning of the journey. So it feels like 100%. It feels like a lifetime away from coming. And to be fair, I sent them product, and then there was a little bit of conversation when it was received, and then not a lot. Now, I didn't read into that too much, but I had never, and I've been in the car care industry for 6 years at this point. Obviously, it's longer now because we're further on. I'd never worked with a company that needed to take that long. Generally speaking, you send it, they like it, they order it, they buy it.
Yep.
But the Rag Company, I didn't realise how invested they become in a brand. They're not just putting it on the shelf, seeing if it moves. They're buying big bits, and it needs to work, which is amazing. But I just never had exposure like that before. Normally people try with a pallet and then it moves or it doesn't. You discount it, you kick it out the door. But the Rag Company really, really energized me and excited me by how much they care about a brand. They didn't expect it to sell itself on its own merits. If it sold, it's because they sold it. And that, I think, that is another reason why I just adore the Rag Company, because they don't.
It's easy for them to sell the product too, because they love it. I mean, at the end of the year, they absolutely love it. They bring it on, and then they have no problems, telling you what to do with these products and promoting it.
Exactly. And I think there was a bit of conversation. We really like the products. We have a few gripes, if you will. And the first iteration of Stjarnagloss labels we used to do, rather than the product name being the most prominent, we used to have STJ, ARN, and so basically if you bunched 4 bottles together, it would read Stjarnagloss. And as much as we love that in-house, if you just picked up a bottle of Quick Detailer, it wasn't obvious what it was. So we did a second version of the labels, and we kept the core 4, the original 4 gloss enhancing products that read Stjarnagloss, but everything else went to INI, what it was in big. And that was the first thing they were like, yes, that is a lot more simple for the customer to get. Perfect. And then when it came to formulations, obviously they're very passionate and everything has to be up to scratch. They did not, and this was a huge moment. They were like, we can't fault the range. Now, I didn't think, oh, rightly so, because it's fantastic. That was a huge pat on the back to the chemists and the guys at the unit, because they've done a beautiful job. And to have, we've only got 16 chemicals, but to have one that they didn't have a problem with, we've done something really right there. Don't get me wrong, I will always, there are other products and there are things that our chemicals don't do that other people's can, fine, but it does what it says on the tin very well. But if you want a pH neutral pre-cleaner, we don't have one, so I can't offer you that. But yeah, to get that blessing and sort of say we like the range, we like the aesthetic, let's talk about the business side of things. We made that work, and then it was like we want to launch it at SEMA, but nobody realised how much chaos there was from the shipping routes because of COVID, and what should have taken 6 to 8 weeks was taking best part of 4 months. So, and rightly so, we was never ever going to meet that deadline. So then it was pushed to the order went in, I would say just around Christmas time, 2023.
I guess it would have been Christmas 21.
21, Christmas 21, for TRCMA launch. Cool. That makes total sense. We'll get it out the door end of January, and then a couple of months in the sea. That was the most heartbreaking bit about TRCMA for me last year, because everybody had worked so hard to get product there, to be on the ground. When I was there, I could be, they made this, and I know we're going to go on to that in a second, but just to touch on it, the hype video, the one-eyed Jack thing just blew me away. I've never seen that level of production in like university media studies, let alone car care.
Not only that's not in auto detailing. I mean, what other?
They made it a 45-minute movie at the end of it when it was all mushed together, right?
Yeah,
exactly.
Like, if you say it's an auto detailing, distributor, okay, and that's like, and they made a 45-minute feature film that could win awards if you put it in somewhere for like a short film situation. What? That doesn't happen.
Yeah.
And it was funny when you were doing that, because like Anthony, in one of our group chats for the Grand Ambassador program, he would send photos of like him in his jacket that he wore down in the caves. He would send a photo of them like in their full winter outfit in the middle of a mountain, but he would just post it, not say anything about it.
That's funny.
And I'm like, what is this? Like, what are you doing? Like, I don't understand any of this. And then you get there and it all clued in, and I'm just like, oh my goodness. And Dane made a few good comments there in the chat, Jamie, about just agreeing with Jack there. There's a couple comments up, but
yeah, Dane says couldn't agree more, Jack. People's our favorite products, and I think it's cop out when they say what we carry. But the whole point
you're right there.
is if we didn't like something, we wouldn't carry it. That's right, Dane.
Yep. It's and yeah, I mean, it's their, I don't think that they've kind of seeing it firsthand, them trying stuff. They try it and they give it time and they like it, and at least with them, they can try things in different seasons and dealing with different, chemicals that are on the car from the road and stuff like that. So it's not like you're dealing with just a Florida climate, not a California climate. Like, they have everything. So it's kind of cool to see. And, being at Levi's place and seeing some products that, cut the bill, don't cut the bill, are kind of in testing. And, they're doing it at home on their personal time. They're doing it at the office. And, I didn't know about it until I got there and saw Levi wearing a hat. And I'm just like, oh, what's that? And then he kind of explained it, and then I met you, Jack, and it was kind of the rest is history. So very cool.
And going back to the epic, Hollywood trailer countdown promo.
Yeah.
When did you get there to film your part? Was it week of? Like, how crazy?
No, I was there. That was a bit of a wild one when I look back. It was that I was there on I think it was the Wednesday, and I was performing the following Friday. So I was there for 11 days. And upon arrival, I can't remember what sort of time it was, but remember the first day, went to oh my God, I've gone blank. Iron and Wooden. Oh, there's a bar not a million miles away from TRC. Ironwood, I think it's that anyway. And
I'm sure Dane will chime in with the correct name.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Walked in, and there was just a sea of bodies and camera equipment, and I was a little bit starstruck. I was like, whoa, this is honestly higher levels of production than Top Gear. Like it was ridiculous,
crazy.
And then we're in this quintessential American bar, which had just the wildest interior. The food came out, and there was one of the things where they do the cut, and I was just like, hold on a minute, what is going on? What is happening here?
That's how you know it's big time,
Yeah, absolutely. When there's somebody who does this.
And it's an actual one, not like a homemade one.
Yeah. Somebody, there's a thing that makes the noise, not somebody just going. And then so we did a few versions, a few takes. The nerves were real, but I still didn't really get it in that I'd seen teasers, but they were always, and I hope I don't offend anybody with this, but they were always rough cuts. They weren't the finished project, so I didn't really get it until that morning. When I went live on the Friday. And obviously, a huge props to everybody for keeping it a secret, because I wasn't really tuned in. I would walk past someone's camera and they were flicking it around, and I'm thinking, oh, that's my job. I'm so sorry. Like I'm just going to the toilet. I'm just trying to go and get a drink. But yeah, everybody did an amazing job. Especially, ultimately, they are competitors. It's not in their interest to ruin it, but they could very easily ruin it by just taking a picture of something and I be there. So yeah, huge admiration and respect for everybody that kept that a secret. And then, as I say, sorry, leading on, and I apologise, chaps, I'm doing a lot of talking, so please tell me to shut up.
Carry on.
The Friday, I think my slot was 2:00.
Yeah.
It was hold the fuel can, and then that ends from the film to meet. Well, gents, when I tell you, I watched, because obviously there was a screen behind the camera. I watched the film, and it was amazing. And then I see the camera go into the fuel can. This rush of energy that came over me, I was like, that's me. Whoa! And it just blew my mind. It was very daunting. And you can probably, in the first 5 minutes of my live, I was so worked up. I don't think it was for the right reasons, as I say. It wasn't. Honestly, I was that close to crying because I was that proud of the moment. It had been, as I said, it started 18 months before. Huge help from people along the way, but now it was my time and my time to shine and to do everybody's hard work justice. Because they're like, obviously you guys know, there's so many bodies at the Rag Company, and all of them work incredibly hard. And as I say, John from Clean and Shiny, who had helped right at the beginning and kept plugging away, I was thinking, there feels like a lot of weight for the right reasons. I'm not saying that I didn't want it or anything like this. It's not a negative, but it felt very overwhelming. I was like, whoa, I can't get this wrong. And then you'll probably, if you watch the video back, there's a couple of minutes where I'm like, I watch myself and I'm like, just have a drink, take a breath. Oh my God, relax, man. But it was, and then as soon as that finished, I honestly think that must be the high that actors get when they finish a big blockbuster movie. Because I was up here, like I was living in cloud nine, and obviously, I'm sorry, this is not to show off. I've done Top Gear, and I've done quite a big thing, but it didn't have the same gravitas as the Rag Company. It was something else. and I couldn't tell you what I said in it after either because it was just it was all gone.
It was cool to see from the other side because I know you had a bit of nerves in the morning. We're Justin and I and some others were talking to you. It's like, hey, you're gonna do awesome, and then seeing you, and then kind of like you said in the first couple of minutes, there's a bit of hesitation, and I think just you reading the comments of the outpouring of love was, I think, almost a bit overwhelming for you. But I mean, it was so well deserved. But that's kind of the vibe that they give off, and like their followers are just so positive that it's there. And I was really happy, for them, for you, and for the brand, and because the fact that it was a secret for so long, and just new and exciting things are always just the best.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, probably the best brand debut in the history of almost anything.
100%.
When, like you said, when they cut from the film to the scene to you, turning in your chair, revealing One-Eyed Jack, and then it cuts to the live stream with the fuel can and zooms out. I mean, I think I stood up and probably gave it a clap. I mean, it was just tremendous.
Yeah.
Just the most
Amazing.
tremendous piece of live media in history. I mean, especially auto detailing by far. I mean, it was just
the fuel can pass off was definitely not done in one take. They practiced that a bit, and you guys nailed it. I mean,
and I think you're one of the few people in the industry who could have pulled that off. The scene, the delivery, and then the cut to the live stream. I mean, you just nailed it. And like you said, anybody would have been overcome with emotion. So you rolled through it, continued with the presentation. I mean, just tremendous. But anyway, let's keep going, because we could talk about that debut. I mean, just for the rest of the podcast. It's just tremendous. And you did a fantastic job. Absolutely love it. Standing ovation. You should win an award. TRC should win an award.
TRC should win an award because they done the hard bit. I just stood talking rubbish.
I mean, it was tremendous. But anyway, so let's check out it's been pretty much a year to the date, just about, since the debut. So how would you say the first year in review of Stjarnagloss into the U.S. market has been? Are you satisfied with it? And maybe what's your plan for the next year?
Yes. Overall, very, very happy. I know that TRC won't be offended by me saying this. It's still very heartbreaking that we didn't have product on the ground, because there was this huge hype made, but it took another 3 months for product to get there. Now, I'm over the moon with how TRC have done, but I'm really, really excited to redo it with product on the hand, because I pride myself on my salesmanship, and I know that Stjarnagloss and car care ultimately is a very impulsive thing to buy. You see somebody demonstrate a problem, they fix a problem. If you've got that, you will buy it. It's a relatively low value product. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that everybody should go out and buy it. If you haven't got it, you haven't got it. But you've probably got $18 in your pocket to buy something, and that's where I really shine. So I'm so excited to demonstrate a product, it then sell, and then then it starts building traction. Now, that's not me saying that it hasn't sold, because it has, but it's needed a lot of people like yourselves, the grand ambassadors, punting it. And I appreciate them sincerely, but I feel like it's my duty now to aid in the sales, because we was just robbed last year because of the COVID thing. And obviously they can't not launch the brand because it's TRCMA. It should have been there. It genuinely should have been there at the time. But I feel like they lost a little bit of momentum just because of the sheer amount of time between this is the launch and then this is when the product actually arrives. So I am as excited, and I am as not pressured. What's the word I'm looking for? I feel as much responsibility this time round as the first, because I would never turn up to an event like this and go, oh, I've already done it once. This is as important, if not more so, than last year. But going back to how I think it's been phenomenal. Firstly, seeing so many people get so enthused about a British brand, because that was always a real hesitation of mine. I didn't think, and this is not me being disrespectful, I didn't think there was any room for another brand in America, because it is obviously very, very saturated. Secondly, it's a little bit confusing. You've got a Swedish style brand which has a very British man being resold in America. It confuses me, let alone people that have never heard of it before. and also we've got product names that even I mispronounce. And then we've got my accent with them being converted to an American's accent of a word that they don't understand. So there's a lot going on. So I feel that it's my job to re-educate, reinvigorate, and give Stjarnagloss the launch that it deserved. Had we not have been stitched up by the horrific Corona sea shipments and movements.
The further we
like
get
that.
away from that, the better it's definitely going to be from an industry standpoint. And
I think the sample kits were also
sample kits were ready.
A great option too.
I think a couple cans were ready
because I know because they had the sample kits and the pre-order with the cans. But I think the sample kits were going for like $75, and there was 6 products in them, 6 or 7.
Seven products.
7.
In them,
So I mean, like honestly, you ran it out to $10 a piece. It's a good way to get your feet wet, see what you like, and I mean that's a couple, like 100 or so mils is enough to kind of know if a product's going to work or not. A shampoo, obviously, that's a wash or 2 depending on who you are. But I think that's a great option, and I think they did a really good job of pushing those and getting those out there because I agree. But I think the story of the 16 pallets and then the crazy rainstorm. And then cutting the tree with the chainsaw in the freaking highway, the story was so cool. It's so cool. But yeah, I think and hope it's been doing really well for them. And it's one of those things that I think it was well worth the wait because it's been some awesome stuff so far.
Yeah, and going back to the labels with one of my favorite things to do on YouTube is when I see a Stjarnagloss review pop up, I'm like, I'm watching this because it is a joy to watch them try and figure out what the name of the product is. Yeah. If it's one with the STJ on it, they're like, it's STJ, looks like it does something. That's one of that's if you want to get some good laughs, go watch some Stjarnagloss reviews.
Yeah, you're right.
So you can go watch a couple of mine too, and I'm sure I've said it some bad name pronunciation. But speaking of product names, let's get into a few of my favorite products.
Cool.
I have here Forest, Glatt, Tiara, and Hurl. Did I say them right?
It was okay. It was a 5 out of 10.
See, I still try. I'm from
a high school pass.
But going Forest and Glatt are definitely my top 2.
You had some really beautiful results with Glatt. I remember seeing it on the white truck that you did, and I was like, "Well, don't get me wrong. I know it works, but that worked exceptionally well on." There must have been a little bit of protection that was already on that truck because it was phenomenal.
It could have been. That was a while back, but yeah, it had some tight beads going on. But,
generally speaking, and this is what Glatt is a real favourite product of mine, but it's had some real teething issues in that it used to be a concentrate and it was super cheap. But the negative of a concentrate, especially in the UK, I don't know what it's like in America, and we don't need to worry about it anymore. But it's very, very dependent on the mineral count of the water. Yeah. So if we sent a bottle of Glatt to Scotland, where their water is unbelievably clean, they would need 20 or 30 mil to make a litre of usable product. You bring that down where I live, you would need like 200 mil because it had a water softener in it as well, which is fine. It's still cost effective. But you try and tell people that on a label, depending on your mineral count, people don't know what a mineral count is. No.
Yeah.
So we made it a ready to use, and it always works, but it still works better in cleaner water areas, because if you're rinsing the car down with cleaner water than a higher ppm water, you just get such beautiful results. And it is such an easy, don't get me wrong, we're not the first people to create a rinse aid, but I do feel like we're the first people to create a rinse aid that lasts 3 months and there is no risk of streaking. Because most of them, there is always that, it's just left a little bit behind, which is fine. Like, I get it. It's a hereditary problem with the product, but so proud of how that took a lot of R&D, back and forth, and I think we hit the nail on the head with that product.
Yeah, that's what I like about Glatt is I go hog wild with it. I spray this stuff, don't care, to spray it everywhere, let it soak, let it set a minute, and then rinse it right off. And I've been getting some fantastic results. The smell is spot on. It smells amazing. It's just super pleasurable to use, and I think it's the top of the rinse aid game in my opinion from the ones I've tested. For sure. And going back to Forest, one of my favorite products because it just doesn't play no games. pH 13, a serious pre-cleaner. And so there's going to be, when I review Force, there's going to be a lot of people that tell me, just go to Walmart and buy the cheapest degreaser. You got pH 13 too, this and that. What makes Force kind of the creme de la creme of the pre-cleaners genre?
I think the argument of just get a very, very cheap yet effective pre-wash, I get it. But I think what so many people forget is there's a reason we don't use dish soap on our cars, because it dries everything out, as does a degreaser.
Yep.
Forced. Now, I wouldn't dare lie and say, I don't know. I would never say, oh, it's because of this chemical compound. I haven't got a clue, but I just know that it works, and it never stains bright work. It never stains anything that it shouldn't. You can use it on carbon ceramics. You can use it on delicate wheels, rinse it thoroughly. It just, and a pushback we get on Forced quite a lot is very expensive. And I'm like, do you know what? Fair enough. I would never say to you, you can't afford it, because there are cheaper pre-washers on the market, but I would put that against anything. And we've tried it against some concentrates that haven't been diluted. I'll put that against anything. And another fun fact that I love about Forced, the second best selling country of Forced is Germany. And what do the Germans do? They spend money on things that work. And I'm like, that's a testament to the products, because, all right, yes, there are cheaper pre-washers on the market, but there are no better pre-washers on the market. Exactly. And that for me is, as I say, if you're a professional detailer, you are looking at the dollars, you are looking at the dimes. Like, I get it. But Stjarnagloss, obviously, Jamie, I know you're out there in the trenches doing it full time, but Stjarnagloss is an enthusiast brand. We are not trying to go for the detailer, because there are 1,000 brands that do that. And if you want to be a trade focused brand, you don't need sexy marketing. You don't really need a character in front of camera. You just need a chemical that works at a very, very competitive price. That's not what we want to do. We want to have some fun. We want to build some cars. We want to go around the world and see some people. So unfortunately, that comes at a little bit of a price. And luckily, the people that follow Stjarnagloss seem to love that. They want to come to Japan. They want to come to the TRC with us. So they get that our pre-wash can't be £4 a litre. It needs to be 5 or 6 when if you buy the concentrate. Like, most people get it, but there are still some people that go, oh, there's cheaper. Yeah, there is. But there's a reason, and I've said this in one of my videos before, there's a reason a Rolls Royce costs more than a Dacia or a Toyota, because it's fucking better. Sorry, I've sworn again. There's a reason things cost more.
Yeah. I mean, from an enthusiast standpoint, I agree 100% with that. Mm-hmm. It's the bottles are pretty, it's easy to use, and it gets the job done. And it just works.
Exactly like you said. I just think it burns cleaner. Like, it's just a really there's no residue from it. There's and it gets the job done. It just has that, is it citrus base?
Citrus oil, terpene, yeah.
Yeah, so it's just going to burn cleaner than any of the cheap ingredients in your dollar store, totally awesome sauce that everybody loves to use every now and then. But that's what I tell people. I have a IK bottle with Glatt and Force, but I'm not reaching for that every detail. That's my good stuff. That's probably when I'm going to watch the wife's car. I pull out some Glatt and Force and have a nice time with it.
Yeah.
But I have a few detail. I've got a good amount of detailers now, and I love that when they go, "Oh, this is a special car, so I'll use the Stjarnagloss." That's such a lovely feeling. As I say, I know there is cheaper. I know there is more cost effective. I know that there are probably, if you went the other way, there are probably stronger things if you would use them on the engine bay or whatever. But when they see that as their treat, I'm like, yes, I win. I win at the detailing world. Even if they're not using it and somebody else is making more money than me, I'm the one that they care about the most. Stjarnagloss is the one that they care about the most, and that feels, I take a little W from that.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of that, I'm waiting on some Force X to hit this side of the street. Maybe it's coming.
Maybe it's coming.
Okay. I'll look forward to next week, hopefully. But
I don't want to. I don't want to put a date on it just in case.
Let's get into you using the products. I think you used it on the Top Gear Clean Team. That was all the products y'all used on there. So let's go through your Top Gear Clean Team experience. How did you enjoy it? Is it going to continue? Is it over with? I'm going to play a little video and you just get on the talking. You can
Look at that beautiful man. So The Top Gear. So we've done 2 seasons now. The first season was tough because I don't think they understood how much time it takes to clean a car properly, especially ones that look like this.
8 hours is tough for most of
8
these cars
hours
you were working on.
Exactly, and also
I mean,
the first series was only 3 hours, and the cars were even worse. So yeah, 3 hours to do a car that realistically needed 3 days without cameras on you was hard, and we worked as hard as we possibly could, but 9 o'clock start, and because it's the BBC, you have to finish at 12 o'clock. So you've got 3 hours literally between that car arriving and that car has to leave. Okay, fine. So 9 o'clock, the person turns up. Naturally, they get out the car. They want to have a cup of tea. They want to say hello. They want to get used to the cameras being there. And I'm sitting there thinking, please hurry up. Please
we got
hurry up.
We got a boogie.
And then, right, so they get back in their car. They re-drive back in. Okay, cool. Hello, and then they stutter, they mumble their words. Fair enough, they're just normal people. Do it again, do it again, do it again. Before you know it, it's 11 o'clock and we haven't touched this car yet. And I'm thinking, best case scenario, we're going to get 45 minutes on the interior and probably 10 minutes on the exterior. I'm talking, it's a chemical strip on the wheels. It's a load of pre-wash and just hitting it as hard as you can with a pressure washer. Shampooing on, running round it, dry it off. That car is not clean. That car has barely been touched. But the hardest part of Top Gear was the comment section, because everybody thinks that if the television says 3 hours, we got 2 days.
Yeah.
But if anything, it said 3 hours and we got an hour. So we was fighting against it the other way. These guys don't know what they're talking about, blah blah blah. And I'm thinking, I get it, because it genuinely looks like we don't know what we're doing. That car is still dirty. So when we fast forward, but it was the most watched thing on Top Gear's Facebook, so much so that Facebook bought the rights from it from the BBC. I probably shouldn't say that, but hey ho. So they took that as a win, and then wanted a season 2. And they said to me, "What would you like to do differently?" And I said, "We need more time. Like, we can't do that again. I genuinely wouldn't want to do that again, because it was a bad representation of myself and my colleague Dino. And I said I would like a proper space to do it in, with some better lighting. And also, who really wants to see a piece of S be a clean piece of S? We need some sex appeal to these cars. There needs to be a bit of a journey. So we found some really, really cool stuff. The Escort Cosworth, bit of a legend over here. The E21 BMW Sunfade Pink. Everybody knows that's going to come out well. You've only got a hand polish it, you're going to get a great after of that. There was a few run-of-the-mill, normal, regular traffic cars. But because we had that little bit more time, we could get the wet vac out. We could get the machine polisher out. The stuff that separates valeters from detailers, I know that terminology doesn't mean anything over there, and I apologise. But the men from the boys, I was like, yes, we can actually demonstrate what detailing is. And what was heartbreaking is, because there wasn't as many negative comments, it didn't get the views that the first season did. And it's so frustrating that bad work was rewarded because of negativity. They're still over the moon with it, and it's now the second most watched thing on their Facebook page. So we'll still take it as a win. But yeah, it was really, really sad that better work got a lesser reaction or a lesser response, because there wasn't as many angry people in the comment section saying, my mate could have done it better. You're like, I could have done it better if I had more than 45 minutes on it, I promise. But it definitely helped me in my career, because day 1, episode 1, season 1, there was probably 30 bodies. Like way too much equipment. Don't get me wrong, not all those people stayed. Some of them were there to just sort of set up. But that, I would never forget, genuinely, a lorry turning up with all the camera equipment. And we did it on the forecourt where I make my videos now. And obviously I'm in normal tripod camera, nobody else around. And then there's just all these people looking at me. And I was like, whoa, it's a little bit real now. But to be fair, forgot about them after 2 minutes. Like, the BBC are amazing to work with. I get why they've got the reputation that they have, because they are the GOAT. Like, they get it, and they know how to make you. They know how to make you feel relaxed and easy, and they really do get the best out of you. But yeah, season 2 stripped it right back in terms of bodies. Just had the bare necessities, better cars, and I want a season 3. I'm in talks with them at the moment, but because Clean Team was quite a gem to film during COVID, because it was low bodies, relatively low budget, and it was a journey. It was like there was a story there, and we could easily be 2 meters apart. You would just film one person doing that side of the car, one person doing that side of the car, easy. Since we're not in lockdown, there is obviously a lot more attractive things that they want to film. They want to do documentaries and whatever, crime dramas, things that people can now be close and kiss and cuddle, whatever, like the normal television. So I almost feel like they want to just sort of go, oh, we can do whatever we want. So we want to film things where people can be close. That will fizzle down, and then hopefully we'll get another one. But just knowing that we got a second series feels like it was a success, because people don't get a second series of programs that weren't good.
Not at all.
And as much as I would work it out and I would struggle through it, it is a huge strain on Stjarnagloss, because from 9 o'clock in the morning till 10 o'clock at night, I can't look at my phone. I'm literally on camera. So I've got this baby over here that I'm just neglecting while I work on this other thing. And ultimately, Stjarnagloss is the meat and potatoes. Stjarnagloss is the one that pays the bills. It was very, very hard to walk away from one in pursuit of a dream, because Top Gear I'd literally watched it since I was 10. And when I got to hold that card that gave us a challenge, I was like, well, this is a real moment. But there was this... Yeah, that was a really, really cool day. But as I say, in the back of my head, I was always thinking, I've really got to reply to that customer, because they're paying me and they need their products. And while this is lovely, it is really in the way of what I should be doing. But yeah, it was, I can say, and again, this is not coming from an arrogant standpoint, but knowing that I can say I've been in Top Gear, that feels...
No one can take that away.
Yeah, exactly. I hope we get another one, but I'm not sad if I don't.
Yeah, sure. Understandable there. So if you haven't checked it out, go to the Top Gear Clean Team. It'll pull up the videos. I think it's 11 or 12 videos. Which episode would you direct them if you want to see a real good one?
If you are new to detailing, or this is still a bit of a novelty to you, I would love for you to go and watch the E21 BMW. It's a sunfade pink, and the after is properly, oh my god, that's a huge difference. If you're a little bit more in it, and you're doing this on a day to day, I'm really proud of the work that we did to the little Mini, because the Mini was,
I think that's the most watched episode.
I think it is.
Million.
Yeah. And what I love about that episode is it wasn't that bad to start with, but it looks so much better at the end. You know, you can, as you said earlier on, it's proper detailing. We wet vaxed, we hand polished. We did what we could within the time that we had, of course. But if you know what you're looking for, you can really see a huge change. Whereas the paint faded BMW, that's... Everybody knows here, you could put a hand polish, you could put a glaze on a machine polisher and it will look better. Whereas it's not as easy to get better results out of a car that isn't that bad to start with. So yeah, really, really proud of that one. And then when we do the tank is just very, very funny, because you can't detail a tank.
It's ridiculous.
You're knocking the mud off of it. You're just moving the mud round, really. But there's some really funny one-liners in there, and we had a lot of fun filming that one.
It's hilarious to see the shot of you putting the foam in a tank. It's like, at least you get to do that.
Yeah, exactly.
It's great. We're gonna get into some live chat Q&A. Dewar, you got anything to put a bow on this section?
Yeah, we let me just see here. There's a few starred that you did. Definitely.
Yeah, I did my best.
Some definitely some a lot of love for the brand, obviously. Kind of some discussions of TikTok and such. There was one question from
let's ask that real quick. Let's ask that real quick. So there's a threat of Dirt Talk is getting taken away. What I know you've been focusing on the YouTube lately. How is you think that's going to affect? You're big on TikTok. Kind of.
I've been watching the debate, and I can only tell you what we are shown through the UK media. So bear with me.
Yeah, it's true. That's
true. But the is it not Congress? Who are the people that question the CEO of TikTok?
That's Supreme Court. I don't know who did this.
They're not looking great. They're not looking great.
No. The TikTok videos of them talking and responding are just all time.
Does TikTok have access to my Wi-Fi? Yes, it does have access to your Wi-Fi. I personally don't think that TikTok will go because it just feels like Mark Zuckerberg is just paying people to get rid of it. And I feel like if it does go, there will be riots, and I know there will be riots in this country because that is ultimately taking away your freedom of speech. I think that is outrageous that it's even in conversation. Are they spying on us? Probably. Is Mark Zuckerberg spying on us? Absolutely. We're all doing it. Everybody's doing it. So I don't really care who has my data because if he can have it, so can he as well. And if it means that I get adverts better tailored to me, I'm all for it. I'm not a tinfoil hat kind of guy. I don't really care that much, and I think TikTok has done such an amazing thing for my brand. And Jamie, you've had huge success on TikTok as well.
My most successful platform.
It's a beast, and the fact that there's even a whiff that they might take that away. Granted, if TikTok is taken away, people will just go back to Instagram. So we just have to start hammering the reels. It's not the end of the world.
That's exactly what I've been doing. Is hammering on the Instagram. And it's doing great. So.
But it really annoys me that somebody that came along, innovated, crushed it, is now going to be penalised because they went against the grain, they went against the narrative. And no, as I say, I also feel that TikTok has ruined our attention span. There is definitely some negatives that have come from it. I can't watch the television for more than 10 minutes without getting my phone out because I need a change of. I need my brain needs something else to engage in. So just don't get me wrong, it's not perfect. But has it helped me grow my brand? Absolutely, yes, it has. So I love it for that.
Yep. Neil White with the updates said House is doing the investigations, and then he says bring back Vine. You think you could do some 6-second Stjarnagloss videos? That'd be pretty tough.
You're getting like getting a third of a second skip, and then you're left with 5.7 seconds.
Yeah.
To do whatever you need to.
Yeah. Did anybody do Vine? I never even did Vine when it was around.
No, never did I.
No.
I don't think anybody had a high enough quality device to shoot a good Vine. But
that's true.
But no, it's funny. It's with the attention span thing. Jamie and I were just talking about that the other day. It's you kind of got to step back and it's like, holy crap! Like I'm losing focus after like a 30-second video. Where I'm very much a consumer of long format content, whether it be YouTube or on different streaming services with documentaries or like binging a whole series or whatever. And now it's like, okay, like you got to just kind of take a step back. So it's an interesting situation, but yeah, one of the questions I saw.
Sheldon says he's weirdly addicted to glass, which
Well, stop sniffing it, then, Sheldon.
And there was one that wasn't starred, but
I missed one.
A user. That's okay. Where was it? Let me just scroll through the list here. It was somebody asking about Gumi in Canada. But I'm pretty sure TOC Supplies does have it in stock, so you should be able to get it there.
They do.
That's not a problem.
TOC. There, so. What code can they use, Bucky?
They can use Bucky VW for 10% off.
So there you go.
They've been loving Stjarnagloss as well, and
I love TOC. I really want to meet them soon. I need to try and make a trip happen so I can go and say hello to. I want to say, is it Josh? UDC, UDS.
Josh. Yeah, Josh does a lot of the camera stuff, and then Owen is kind of the brainchild of it. So but yeah, cool guys. And flying to Toronto, you could even get there faster than Boise, and take a quick zip over to where they are. So
Dane chimed in, said this was exactly why I wanted the rag company to lean on the media when we started out. Hearing it from Jack totally made my day. Thanks for appreciating the effort. That was when we were going over the amazing debut of Stjarnagloss.
I think Dane undersells himself as to how vital and important he is to the rag company.
Oh, big time. Yep.
Big time.
Yeah, he's
everybody else knows it, but Dane doesn't seem to know it.
Worker.
He's the heartbeat. Pumps the blood into the building for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Two Shine here has got a question for the panel. Have you ever had a customer be confused with auto body work versus detailing? Yes, all the time.
As an enthusiast, I haven't, but I have had some people that think that, a big gash in a door can come out with a bit of polishing.
Yeah,
and it's like if there's missing paint, I can't revive that.
Like there's nothing to fix in my genre here. It's all gone. Yeah.
On the flip side to that, the most common thing that we get. So my best friend works in a body shop, really really good one, really high end, and he'll get people come in with like a really expensive Range Rover or Ferrari or something like that, and it'll be covered in micromarine, and they'll go, "Oh, can you respray it for me, please?" And my best friend will say, this does not need respraying. Like, you can polish this. And he saved people thousands by introducing them to. So yeah, as much as, don't get me wrong, I know that does happen when people have scratched their car, like, they'll polish out. I'm like, there's nothing to polish. I do think that it saved a few people some time and effort as well.
Yep. Wow. I've never heard it from the other way, so that's interesting. Yep. Joey Belinsky chimed in. The Stjarnagloss debut got me to spend money at TRC faster than anything else. Now it's the line I use and want to pamper my car and please my nostrils.
I love you, Joey.
Forced cleansing.
I know when my
like no other.
When I first got the Stjarnagloss, I gave it to my dad and I said, "Prepare yourself, open this slowly, and take a whiff." And I'm like, he smelt it and he's like, "Oh my god!" He went immediately to his car and just doused the carpets in it. And I'm like, "Sweet, so cool." So
speaking of yes, it looks like Joey got the ladies' version. Got his hands on well, I don't even know how to say it. I've been spritzing Chanette. There you go.
That sounds like a high-end perfume, honestly, Chanette.
And sometimes he walks to the garage and just goes to sniffing Stjarnagloss products, having a good time.
I've definitely, like, any friend that comes over to the house and smell this, and I'm like, hey, first off, observe the gold. Second of all, smell it. So, and they're all love.
Neil Lovin Gumi and Bubbler. And Sheldon wants to hear that nice American accent again. Can you give us
which one, Sheldon? Because they're
Montana.
See me, I'm just from Montana.
Class.
That's too good.
All time great. And then we had a
grizzly bear
wanting to know about the Raiders hat.
Yep, some folks that tuned in late were wondering about the Raiders hat.
Yep, so give them.
Can you explain the Raiders hat? How can I explain it? I'm wearing it.
It was on a shelf. It needed to be purchased.
It was on a shelf in Lids in Las Vegas, and I don't care about American football. I don't care about English football either, I should say. Yep. But I love Straight Outta Compton, that film. I watch it honestly once a week, and I saw it, and I wear a lot of grey and I wear a lot of blue, and I was thinking, I'm buying that. And Neil, if you weren't here earlier, it cost me $120, and I don't regret it. I know that's an obscene amount of money, but I love it.
Joey's saying
the Vegas tax.
Jack's Batman. And wrapping it up, Joey says, when do we get to see Jack do a rinseless wash?
Never.
There you go.
Perfect way to end it.
Wraps it up. Absolute stunning podcast with the cast of stunners, That's
absolute beauties.
So, Dewey, got anything to end us off with?
No, that's it. I'm glad we got to chat with you before. Over the past couple of weeks, we've been talking to people who are either going to be at the event or running the event as part of the event, and definitely looking forward to seeing you again and kind of meeting all the newest friends we've all gained over the past year. So I think it's going to be a heck of a time down in Boise.
Yes, I'm looking forward to it. Jack, got anything?
Chaps, I can't wait to see you. I can't wait to give you a big cuddle and show you a lot more energy than I've been able to give you at whatever time it is at night here. Thank you so much for having me. To everybody watching, thank you so much. I can't wait to make you laugh at the Red Company and hopefully educate some of you absolute stunners. I love you.
There you go. It doesn't get better than that, ladies and gentlemen. So next week, the Cleaner Cast is live, coming from TRCMA 2023 for the pre-show. We got some kind of mid-show going on. The post-show. We are going to be all over this event, giving you up-to-date coverage and all that good stuff. And, one day next week, Jack will join us, and it's going to be a heck of a time, bringing the BDE with all the Riz. And, I think that I'm all out of, the young.
We're acronymed out.
That's all we got, people. So we'll see you next week. It's been a heck of a journey. And, Dewar, I'll see you in person.
Absolutely. Looking forward to it.
I'll see you in a couple days.
Safe travels, everybody.
Safe travels, everybody. We'll see you next week. Later, everybody.
Much love.